Hello students, how are you? I am going to teach you social science. Today we are starting our first chapter of SAM 1, that is two big states. Okay, now before we start this chapter, just want to give you some information related to Harshvardhan. Now, after the downfall of Gupta Empire, the sources does not reveal the exact information when, but it is mentioned that Prabhakar Vardhan from Vardhan dynasty, okay, ruled over Gupta Empire after the downfall of Gupta. Okay, now here Prabhakar Vardhan, you can see that here Prabhakar Vardhan has two sons, one daughter. The elder son name was Rajvardhan, the second son name was Harshvardhan, and the third daughter's name was Rajashri. Now in the page itself you can see it is mentioned that King Harshvardhan was born in 606 CE. Now we already discussed in the past standard that what is CE. CE means common era. Usually these periods were divided into CE, BCE or AD. But what are that? The period which is defined before the birth of Jesus Christ is known as BCE, that is before common era, and the period after the birth of Jesus Christ is defined as CE or AD. AD means Anno Domini. Now, here after the death of his father Prabhakar Vardhan, his elder son, that means Harshvardhan's brother, whose name was Rajvardhan, ascended the throne of Thaneshwar. Thaneshwar presently we can say Punjab and Haryana. So, as after some period, his elder brother Rajvardhan was killed by the god king, whose name was Shashank. At that time, he was ruling the Bengal region. Now, meanwhile, he got the message that his sister Rajashri was imprisoned by the king of Malwa, whose name was Devgupt. So now, the leaders of Thaneshwar kingdoms decided to give this responsibility of Thaneshwar to Harshvardhan. But at that time, Harshvardhan was just 16 years old. So, now everyone know that a single person cannot handle the responsibility. Okay, so everyone needs subordinates, those who can help him in their management. In same way, here we can see in the next page, see here you can see that to help him in the administration of Harshvardhan, he got commander-in-chief of the army Pratihara, also known as Dwarpal, Samvigrahika, also known as foreign minister, Rajdoot, known as ambassador, Par Rajamantri, Mahadandanaika, also known as chief justice, and Akshar Patalika, that is registrar. So, with the help of all these people, he easily handled his kingdom. Okay. Now, after that, Harshvardhan decided to free her sister from the clutches of Malwa king. But at the same time, he received the message that she ran out from the imprisonment of Malwa king to the Vindhya forest. He searched her sister everywhere in the forest, and with the help of forest people and a Buddhist hermit called Divakar Mitra. Okay, now hermit means here a person who is not related or interested in any material life. Okay, so for simple term we can say as sannyasi. By that you can understand. Okay, now what happened, both were searching and they stopped her to committing sati. Now, since Kannauj, that is Rajashri's kingdom, without any king or ruler, he became its ruler and also take over Kannauj. Now Kannauj is under the power of Harshvardhan, and also meanwhile he defeated the Malwa king Devgupta. Okay, now he was preparing an attack on Shashank, the god king. He formed an alliance with the king of Assam. Assam in ancient time it is known as Kamrup, and the king was Bhaskar Varman. Now here a word alliance. That alliance means joining of two or more groups for a mutual benefit. Okay, for a single and same benefit, if more than two or more people or groups were joining, is known as alliance. So here with the help of Kamrup, Harshvardhan got a huge army to attack on God King. So with the help of that army, he defeated God King and won his major part of his kingdom. Okay, now after that he succeeded to take over Malwa and Saurashtra also. But when he tried to take over the southern India, there he got a defeat from Pulkeshi II, who was belonged to king of Chalukya dynasty at that time. Okay, that means Pulkeshi II, he was the king of Chalukya dynasty. They were ruling at that time in the southern India. So far we can say that 7 successive years he emerged Thaneshwar as the largest kingdom in the northern India. Thank you. Now the next point or discussion is based on Harshvardhan's region and administration. Here you can see in the page itself it is mentioned he personally supervised the administration by traveling his state in the different parts of his kingdom. Okay, here he divided his daily routine work into 3 parts. First for administration purpose, second for public welfare, and third for religious activity. So in that manner he was so much sincere in his work that here it is mentioned that at times he even forgot his meal. Okay, means he forgot to take his meal due to his care for his work and duties. Now next page we can see that Harsh built many rest houses. Okay, here it is mentioned Harsh built many rest houses, wells, step wells, lakes, mattas, viharas, and also against of animal killing. That means he has done lot of public welfare for their people. Okay, now he also prohibited means he was against of, prohibited means he was against of animal killing. Slaughter means killing. So every year he organized a Buddhist religious meet. Okay, and every 5 years he would organize huge religious congregation. Now what is congregation? Congregation means a meeting which is held for the religious purpose. Okay, now here you can see that it is mentioned the entire treasure means the wealth of the king Harshvardhan he donate in that religious meet. Sometimes it happens like his ornaments, whatever he is wearing, that also he gave it away. Okay. Now next, here it is mentioned that the great Sanskrit poet, that is Bhanabhat. So Bhanabhat was great court poet of King Harshvardhan. He wrote books like Harshcharita and Kadambari. Okay, that is even famous today also. Now, what is Harshcharita? That means what is written in that book. In Harshcharita, it is written all related to deeds of Harshvardhan. Means whatever Harshvardhan has done in his state or empire in the ruling period, that is mentioned in Harshcharita. Like we can say, it is also describing the defense wall or a moat or a palace structure. Everything it is mentioned here. Now, King Harshvardhan also a writer, and he also wrote 3 plays at that time, that is Naganand, Ratnavali and Priyadarshika. What? 3 plays: Naganand, Ratnavali and Priyadarshika. And the map itself, you can see that how much Harshvardhan's empire is expanded in our country at that time with the help of this map. Now the next point is Nalanda University. If we see the past, Nalanda was the Buddhist monastery. Okay, Buddhist monastery at that time. Monastery is what? It's a place where the monk live and teach the students about the Buddha's principle and noble truth. Okay, it's a place where monks live and teach the students about the Buddha's principle and noble truth. So after the downfall of Gupta dynasty, Harshvardhan extended his all assistance means help, to Acharya Shilbhadra. He was a Buddhist monk. Also, he was an expert yoga teacher at that time, and both tried and made Nalanda a famous world university. Okay, now the university had access to give the revenue to the 100 villagers, those who are helping the university for the upkeep and the maintenance. And the revenue, that means the income given to these 100 villagers, were by the King Harshvardhan. And also it is mentioned a renowned chemist named Acharya Nagarjuna, who was one of the most important Buddhist philosopher of that time. He also proved that iron, arsenic and mercury ashes can be used in making of medicine. Also belong to the Nalanda University. Okay. Now we take the next point here, life of the people. Here, life of the people means what? That means it includes, or it gives the information how the people in that time were living or earning their livelihood, how the other things were carried out in their state or kingdom. So first point we can take that it is all written by the Chinese traveler called Hyun Stang in his writing. Okay, so towns and villages were fortified and had a huge gateway at their entrance. Now why it is fortified? Fortified means it is packed. The town and villages were packed with the huge walls. It is made only for the benefit of the people, those who are living. That means the enemies could not easily get into their empire. So next point, society at that time were divided into 4 groups. Four groups means we already learned about these groups in the past standard also. At that time the caste system were prevalent. The four groups means the first will be Brahmins, second Kshatriya, third Vaishya, fourth Shudras. Okay, so here in Harshvardhan era also these four groups were prevalent. Parda system and intercaste marriage not allowed at that time, means it is not existed in that period. But the system of child marriage, sati and polygamy, these three were prevailed. And what is polygamy? Polygamy means keeping more than one wife at a time. Polygamy means keeping more than one wife at a time. Now next, people of that region were used to eat milk and milk products. Whatever products is made by milk, they were eating that at that time, and also wheat, rice, fruits and vegetables. Next, they wore clean and simple clothes. Men wore dhotis and women wore saris. They also wore ornaments which is usually made of flowers. For example, we can say rings, bangles, bracelets and necklace. Chess and games of dice were popular at that time for entertainment. Acrobats and conjurers wandered. Acrobat means a person who can perform difficult movements of the body. Okay, acrobats means a person who perform difficult movements of the body. For example, we can take in circus, we can see that, na? Okay, now who are conjurers? Conjurers means, simple term we can say, magician. Okay, magician. So these both people wandered from village to village, okay, for entertaining of people. Now next we take point farming and animal husbandry. These two were the main occupation in that time. Farming, you know, it means agriculture, and animal husbandry means looking after or raising of cattles. Okay, looking after or raising of cattles or their livestock is known as animal husbandry. So land revenue were fixed, that is income, whatever they are getting from their production, they have to give their fixed 1/6 to the administration department. Okay, in our terms we can say they are paying the tax. That means whatever they are producing, they have to give the 1/6 of that production as a tax to the kingdom. Okay, now next, here the trade, internal and international trade, both were carried out at that time with the help of Vaishyas. This Vaishyas category we can include usually agriculture people and traders. Okay, in ancient time, you know that we already discussed about that four group. So Vaishyas are those who are engaged in the agricultural work or those who are doing the business or trading. Okay, so next, here a highway is built from Pataliputra to Bhrug Kach. Pataliputra we right now say as Patna, and Bhrug Kach we know as Bharuch. So a highway is built so that the goods can easily carried for trade and transportation purposes. Okay, now gold and silver were used for commercial transactions, means at that time the medium of exchange is used as gold and silver. Okay, they exported ornaments, statues, ivories, carved wooden pieces. Ivory, that is what? Okay, ivory, that is something which is made from the teeth of the elephant. So whatever the things which is made from the teeth of the elephant is known as ivory product. So India got a good recognition because of all these things were exported to the other countries and made a good relation with the help of this trade with Rome. In Harshvardhan era, people followed Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, but also they were tolerant to the other religions. Tolerant to other religions means they are giving respect to the other religious people also.